Happy New Year, everyone. At the beginning of this new calendar year, as we continue our teaching series on this year of growth. Jesus said that he'd come to give us life in all its fullness. In other words, God wants us to thrive, and not just in one particular part of life, but in the whole of life. God wants us to thrive. And so we want to get off to the best possible start at the beginning of 2018. And we're going to be in a 3-week series from the 7th of January on setting yourself up to thrive. As we look at the tools, as we look at the mindsets, as we look at the core beliefs, the foundational truths, and the good habits that set us up to thrive. I know very little about gardening, but one thing I do know, if you buy a new plant, a shrub or a tree, you have to put it in exactly the right environment if it's going to grow strong and thrive. And that's what this series is going to be about, helping each one of you discover the best environment in which you can thrive under God's goodness and grace. So to help us all in this series, and particularly our small groups, but individuals as well, we're going to be producing a number of resources. There'll be a brief document on the many different ways in which we hear God speak today, along with some key scriptures that will help us as we go through this series. There'll be a link to a brilliant talk by John Mark Comer at last summer's New Wine Conference, where he's essentially talking about recovering healthy habits and Christian rhythm to the life that we pursue as we follow Jesus. There'll also be an encouragement to book up for a day of teaching on the prophetic. I'm going to be kicking that day off, setting the prophetic in its biblical and theological context. And then Liz Evans is going to be doing some practical teaching on how we hear God. That's on Saturday, the 3rd of February. We're also going to recommend a book by Pete Scazzero. It's called The Emotionally Healthy Leader, and it's a great read for all Christians wanting to thrive in every aspect of life. So this comes with my very best wishes to every single one of you, and with my prayers that in this continued year of growth, we will each discover the abundant life that Jesus came to bring.